Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lords of the Night. With me, as always, your Lord of Prescriptions is what came to mind. Scribe Light. Say hi, Scribe.
Are you calling me a drug addict?
No, I happened to look at my
The
prescriptions.
Lord of
That.
Prescriptions. Okay, so
The Lord of
apparently
Punishment.
tonight I'm a pharmacist, guys. Just so you know, or
An
I'm some kind of drug
apothecary.
addict, an apothecary, a drug addict. Yeah, okay.
Scribe, say hi. Okay. And your Lord of Pennies, say hello, Satsu.
Hey, what's up? I'm not a drug addict.
Hey, the theme for the night.
I am your all too aptly named Lord of Pain, the Ranting Monkey, and fuck, I hurt y'all. But before we get to mine, let's go. Satsu, how's your pain tonight? How you doing, my friend?
My pain is deep and internal, but other than that, I'm good.
No, Hawk, I am not stoned. Scribbles, how you doing, my friend?
It's been a very, very long work day, up to the point of almost cutting into the show. So, ta-da! But also, I got a late message last night, or a late request last night that I didn't see because I was focused on chat and everything. But Jenna P would like us to say hello to her nieces, Sophia and Ava.
Oh, Ava.
So, hello, Sophia. Hello, Sophia and Ava.
Hi, Ava. Hi, Sophia.
I don't know if they're listening since Monkey opened the show by swearing, but hey, who knows? It's possible.
Did I? I didn't swear right off the bat.
Yeah,
No.
you kind of did.
No, that was a second or two in.
Yeah, well, okay. By degrees, okay.
I started the show by saying this is going to be a long one.
Oh, well, that's what she said.
But I'm the bad one here.
Hey, hey, innuendo's not the same as out and out swearing.
Just let it happen.
Yeah.
For the foreseeable future, guys, my nights, I'm going to sound like this because those are the nights that I can make it to the pool. And so I had my exercise today and now I want to die. I'm not high at all. I have my pain medicine is ibuprofen, guys.
Oh God.
This is the sound of my body going, you should be laying down dying right now. Hi, Sophie and Ava. Don't listen to that voice. No, I'm just tons of pain and it'll pass. But if I sound like this on my nights, I am so sorry. This is something I have to do. Whether it makes me, better physically or not, I need it for my health. Actually, I really do. So I'm going to be doing it and it's going to suck, but I prefer to get healthy for my family. You know what I mean? Yay. Yeah.
Oh, I was late.
Oh, you know what you guys, Monkey Wiener, Jim Jones, movies, video games, hit that like button and smash our stuff, right? Share our stuff.
Yeah, please smash my stuff.
Short
redheaded ladies out there, I want you to smash my stuff.
Speaking of short redheaded ladies, we'll be joined by one here in a few minutes.
Who's that?
SDA. She's wrapping up her show now. Wait, what do I have?
Oh my God, is she short?
Yeah, she's only like 5'6", isn't she?
I don't know. I've never measured her.
Oh God, why do I know her measurements?
For
the record, I've never met SDA. I've never seen any more than you guys have, but I know far too much about her anatomy. See, how much is an ounce? Oh, that was more.
How much is an ounce of marijuana? What? Okay, well, I'm the pharmacist. You should ask me.
Yeah, I'm measuring liquid courage. I'm using innuendos tonight because those are good, right?
And now you are. Good for you.
Check your logic says SDA's 5'5.5". That was close.
5'5".
Innuendo always sounds like in your window to me,
doesn't it? In your end, though.
Speaking of smashing our stuff,
Phew. Phew. Oh, Red Fawn says I'm only 5'2". Hey, how you doing? Red, you're a chick, right? I don't want to talk like that to a dude. Not that I think there's anything wrong with dudes. I'm just not interested in them, and I'm not interested in you, to be honest. It's like talking dirty to women on the internet. This has started out smashingly. Scribe, do we have news?
Smashingly, we got that.
Smashingly.
Dax Orion wants to know, am I really a pharmacist? Well, I have been referred to as Dr. Feelgood.
They call him Dr. Feelgood.
He's what they call Dr. Feelgood. All right, anyway. It is a potpourri kind of day. So who wants to be Vanna White?
Let's let the black guy be Vanna White. That just makes me laugh. Satsu, will you do it?
Is that an innuendo?
No, that was racism.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Satsu, are you ready?
Fuck, I shouldn't be on the mic tonight.
All right, Satsu. Here are your categories. I'll just give one words here. Hurricane. What?
Hang on.
What okay. Never mind.
No, look in our
Look in our what?
There was just somebody named Riley in our hangout.
And
who the hell is that?
I didn't invite anybody named Riley into our hangout.
Maybe SDA had an alternate account or something.
Oh, maybe. Okay. All right.
Unless, if Riley Dennis suddenly popped in, that'd be exciting.
I was just thrown off there for a minute.
Unless SDA accidentally tweeted out the link to somebody.
SDA, dear God.
SDA, did you?
That would be funny.
Oh.
That would be funny.
Oh God.
We'll have to end. If that's the case, we'll have to end this stream toot sweet. All right. Well, Monkey, you keep an eye on who may or may not be joining us. SDA, was that you?
Yeah, one of my friends was logged into my computer.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I messaged Monkey and I said wrong account. Yeah, one of my friends logged into my computer, and I forgot to sign out.
I thought when I sent out the link, I'd done the wrong thing or something.
No.
Oh. All right. Hi,
Sorry.
SDA. How are you, sweetheart?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. How tall are you? SDA.
Come on.
Did we lose her already? That was quick.
I think we broke her.
SDA, how tall are you?
Oh, we lost her.
I think we lost her or something.
Riley has her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm watching I don't have to watch anymore. Okay, I'm listening. Go ahead.
Are we doing news or what are we doing?
Yeah, news-ish.
Okay. Satsu, are you ready?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, so your categories are hurricane, cruise, Trump, Guatemala, and California.
Let's do cruise. That sounds fun.
Ted Cruz tells Trump administration to follow the damn law on foreign arms sales.
I was tricked.
That's all I do. Texas Republican Senator Ted Cruz had a simple message for the Trump administration during Wednesday's hearing on foreign arms sales. Quote, follow the damn law, unquote. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle have been critical of the administration's decision to declare an emergency earlier this year in order to expedite billions of dollars in arms sales to various countries, including Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. But Cruz's particularly blunt warning about efforts to bypass Congress stands out due to his reputation as a polarizing figure on Capitol Hill. Cruz said he supports the administration's underlying reason for selling arms to regional partners. He voted against a joint resolution disapproving of the proposed sales in late June. However, on Wednesday, he issued a scathing rebuke of how the situation was handled while grilling Assistant Secretary of State for Political Military Affairs, R. Clark Cooper, during the Senate Foreign Relations hearing. That was all one fucking paragraph. Quote, I voted with the administration on the substance because of the threat of Iran, but I'll tell you from my end, if the administration does it again and there is not a live and exigent emergency, you will not have my vote, and I predict you will not have the vote of a number of other Republicans as well. The simpler process is to follow the damn law and respect it, Cruz said. Senator Chris Coons, a Democrat from Delaware, noted that Cruz's comments marked a, quote, rare moment of bipartisanship on the committee. Quote, I want to compliment you, Assistant Secretary Cooper, on managing to achieve a rare moment of bipartisanship on this committee. I will tell you, it is not often that my colleague from Texas and I agree completely on a matter, he said. So there you go.
He's right.
Did we lose SDA permanently?
I don't know what happened. We'll find out. But
okay.
I'm with Ted. If you're going to do any of that shit, follow the law. It's not that hard. If you want the law changed, contact Congress, see if they will change it to, so you can sell to those people. But otherwise, yeah, follow the damn law. I feel like that's self-explanatory.
Not breaking the law, asshole.
Breaking the law. Okay, so Satsu, hurricane.
What?
Nope,
we have a birthday.
Oh.
We have a birthday.
Oh.
It's Necrosol's birthday.
Necrosol.
Necrosol is my age today.
Is Necrosol like a deodorant for dead people?
Yes.
It kind of sounds like it, but...
all right.
Necrosol. This one is for you, my friend. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you.
X body spray for zombies.
Happy birthday to you.
Necrosol.
Happy
birthday to Necrosol.
Fuck out of here, SDA.
Ah!
Happy birthday
Yo.
Happy birthday, Necrosol. He says this really makes my year. I'm glad we could do that for you. I hope you had a happy birthday, man.
Welcome back, SDA.
My Wi-Fi is fired.
Before we move on, Scribbles, how tall are you, SDA?
5'5".
And a half? Is it 5'5" and a half? Because it was 5'5" and a half.
I think.
Okay.
I just mentioned we had a short redhead coming.
I have that happen often. No, I don't. Never mind. I'm so long.
I just have to do this. Anyhow, yeah, now we can move on.
Yeah, something like that.
All right. So Satsu, your remaining categories are hurricane, Trump, Guatemala, and California.
Let's do Guatemala.
Boy survives after being left for dead with father's body in Mexico.
And it's Trump's fault. Let's hear about it.
I know. By the time he was found, the boy was barely alive. The 10-year-old's neck had been cut, leaving a nearly 3-inch wound. Disturbing photos taken by the authorities who found him and obtained by CNN show the boy in jeans, a U.S. football sweatshirt, and a light jacket lying in the curve of his dead father's arm. They had been brutally attacked while traveling across Veracruz state in Mexico, in a tragedy that underscores the desperation driving so many Central Americans to make the dangerous trek north to the United States by land, often putting their lives in the hands of smugglers. Yeah. Okay. The travelers were Guatemalan, according to the president of the Morelos State Human Rights Commission, Raul Hernandez. The boy, Christian, and his father, Rudy, 37, left from Guatemala on May 28th this year. Christian's uncle and teenage cousin were also on the trip. In total, it was a small group, 2 brothers traveling together, each bringing a son. Okay. They had hired a smuggler in Guatemala that would take them all the way to the United States, but the smuggler abandoned them in Mexico, Hernandez said, where they were kidnapped. Jesus. Their kidnappers were members of Los Zetas drug cartel, according to Morelos State Secretary of Interior Pablo Ojeda Cardenas. They allegedly called their victims' relatives in the United States, demanding a ransom of $12,000. The family was able to send $8,000, but didn't hear back from the kidnappers. A few days later, on July 6th, Christian and his father were found lying on the side of a dirt road in Morelos State, left for dead. The man's throat had been slit, but his son was still breathing. Authorities later said that the uncle and cousin managed to escape and are now in the care of Mexican authorities, according to a spokesperson for the Morelos governor's office. Christian was taken to a hospital in the city of Cuautla, I'm probably saying that wrong, where he is getting psychological treatment in addition to medical care. He, quote, underwent surgery and is currently in good health, the Guatemalan Foreign Ministry said. And then they go into a whole bunch of statistics about how many people die in the course of trying to get to the U.S. from places like Guatemala, and how fucking dangerous and stupid it is. But,
so, as bad as Guatemala may be, they'd probably still be alive if they stayed there? I'm just throwing that out there as a possibility.
I'm trying to see if they say any. Strangely enough, in this entire article, and I'm going to double check, I don't believe Trump's name is ever mentioned. Nope. So there's a first for CNN, I guess.
Well, I mean, I feel bad for the kid and his dad, but damn.
Yeah. But at the same time, you put you and your son's lives in the hands of a fucking smuggler thousands of miles up north, and then put them all in. You know, I got every empathy for the kids in this situation. I don't have as much for the adults. It just doesn't occur.
Well, the argument I keep hearing is, well, obviously what they were running from is much worse. I'm like, worse than death?
Yeah.
I feel like
I don't know.
Well, the thing is, like, you can't blame us for the fact that they died on the way here.
Oh, they can and they will, but
well, no, they can't. Not reasonably.
Well, that's what I meant. That's what I was emphasizing.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, you can blame me for World War II. You'd be an idiot, but you can absolutely do it. There are people who would try, but you know, it's still, that doesn't make it my fault. And it's the same thing. Well, you decided to do the walk.
Well, given the fact that World War II was kind of a extended result of World War I, obviously it's your fault for the death of Franz Ferdinand.
Yeah.
Yeah, take that.
You know what, though?
History buffs.
In my Revolutionary Europe class, I stopped World War I, so checkmate.
Oh, all right.
She's got you there, man.
Single-handedly.
I guess. Satsu, your remaining categories are Hurricane, Trump, and California.
Trumpicane.
I just had a syntax error and have reset. Your categories are Hurricane, Trump, and California.
California.
All right. California.
Satsu, you don't do the fun thing.
What?
The fun thing?
What you talking about, Willis?
There's other things coming. Don't worry. We're going to get to all of them, SDA.
Can I pick the next one?
Do it.
Okay. We'll do that after California.
Okay.
A California officer fatally shot a 17-year-old girl. Days later, the teen's family still doesn't know why.
Wow.
Hannah Williams' father still has no idea why a police officer shot and killed his 17-year-old daughter. It's been several days since the California teen encountered a Fullerton police officer while driving in the nearby city of Anaheim. At some point, Hannah's car and the officer's police SUV, quote, made physical contact, unquote, the Orange County District Attorney's Office said. Quote, an officer-involved shooting occurred and a replica Beretta 92 FS handgun was recovered at the scene next to the teen, the DA's office said. The gun was later identified as a replica handgun designed to look like a real Beretta 92 FS. Hannah was taken to a hospital where she later died. That was Friday. Authorities have not provided any more details about what prompted the shooting. Quote, we want to know why police felt the need to shoot and kill a 17-year-old unarmed teen girl, Hannah's father, Benson Williams, said. The replica gun found near Hannah did not have a bright orange tip as required by federal law that would indicate it was a fake gun. But the Reverend Jarrett Maupin, speaking on behalf of the family, said it's not clear whether the fake gun was Hannah's. The Fullerton officer, who was not publicly identified, was driving in Anaheim to take his police canine partner to the veterinarian. Quote, he observed a 17-year-old female driver who was also eastbound on the 91 freeway at a high rate of speed near Glassell Avenue, the DA's office said. Quote, at some point, the two vehicles made physical contact. An officer-involved shooting occurred, and a replica Beretta 92 FS handgun was recovered at the scene next to the female. Anaheim police, along with the county district attorney's office, are investigating the shooting because it happened within Anaheim city limits. Fullerton police are investigating whether its officer may have violated department policy. The officer is on paid administrative leave while authorities investigate. It's unclear when authorities will tell the public what prompted the shooting. Quote, the circumstances that led to the shooting are under investigation and are not immediately available, Anaheim police said Saturday. And it goes on for a little bit. It says the family wants to get the governor involved because there's just no information coming from the police.
Fair enough. Real quick, Darkshade, thank you so much. He says, hello, Monkey and Monkey C Team. Ooh.
Monkey C Team?
Yes, there was a rating done last night by Darkshade. He called MIT AM the B Team, and he says that me and Satsu playing the games are the A Team because we save the world when we do that.
Oh, so I'm all by myself, the C Team.
You'd have
Look
to
at the
take
bright
that
side.
up.
He said hello to you specifically.
That is a way to find the silver lining in that.
I'm learning from
Did it. I didn't do it.
All right, you know what? No, fuck it. I'm out. Goodbye.
I didn't do it.
Goodbye.
I was just there. Evil One says, thank you. I'm enjoying Sniper 3. I'm glad you are. We had a lot of fun with that. Did we play 3 or 4? We played 4.
You played
right?
4. Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah, I hope they find out what happened to this kid. Even if it does turn out she had done something wrong, it's got to be better than not knowing it all.
It's I don't know. A lot of stories about people dying unnecessarily, and it sucks. It sucks. I don't like it. Even like the immigration stories and stuff, man. It's just like I don't want to hear about these people dying. You know, you don't want to hear these stories about it because it's tragic every time. But it's just like, man, the situation's so fucked. It's almost inevitable.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
That's right. It says get Ghastly on. Not tonight. I love Ghastly. Everybody knows. I hope even Ghastly knows I love Ghastly. But we already have a guest tonight. So the wonderful and beautiful Some Dumb American. Bearcock, thank you. Scribe, you're my favorite. Oh God, now we're gonna have everybody telling who's favorites. And feelings are gonna be hurt.
Don't worry, guys. You don't have to suck up to me. I know I'm nobody's favorite. So.
Oh God. Test subject says, and they never saw Scribe again.
And that was the day Scribe left Lords of the Night for good.
With his feelings hurt.
All right, SDA, take over. You got the news.
Oh, I muted myself. I've been talking.
Oh.
I'm an idiot.
At least you're cute.
Oh, thanks.
She's our thought. Go ahead.
I said, Sassy, we still need to find a game.
Oh, shit. I didn't think you were serious.
Scribbles, are you with us?
What?
I don't know. Do I make the grade?
It wasn't my grade.
I'm not talking to you.
Oh.
I mean, this show is half the audience. So if I just don't... If
Well,
I'm on the back bench every night just by default because you guys shoot zombies and I don't shoot zombies, so I don't know what to do.
Using that logic, Scribbles, right? The audience is half the show.
Yeah.
That means Dark Shade is calling himself the C Team as well.
No,
you're not alone. You're there with all of them.
You are not alone.
You're not not alone.
All right. Well, the C scribe will continue.
Look how many
All right,
people love you
SDA.
in chat there, man.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Well, if you guys want to, lavish me with praise, I suppose it might help.
Scribe
see.
is the
We'll-
backbone, to be honest. See?
We'll see how things go. SDA, your categories are hurricane and Trump.
Swoopy water.
I'll try that again. Your categories are hurricane and Trump.
Aggressive wind water.
That sounds like a really, really wet fart.
Oh, dear God.
Okay, let's try this again. Hurricane or Trump?
This,
Really upset tropical storm.
I don't know what's happening tonight.
That is fun.
All right. Well, I'll be the adult here. Hurricane watches issued for parts of coastal Louisiana ahead of storm. The National Hurricane Center issued hurricane watches, for parts of coastal Louisiana on Wednesday, as the first tropical storm to slam the U.S. this year is expected to make landfall as a hurricane. The watches extend from the south of the Mississippi River west to Cameron, Louisiana. They do not include the New Orleans metro area, which was inundated with rain for several hours. The National Hurricane Center predicts tropical storm Barry will form in the Gulf of Mexico by Thursday and strengthen to a hurricane by Saturday, when it's expected to make landfall along Louisiana or upper Texas coast. At least one Louisiana parish issued a mandatory evacuation ahead of the tropical storm. Storm surge, hurricane force winds, and extensive flooding are forecast in the Gulf Coast region into the weekend. The slow-moving storm was crawling at about 8 miles per hour, the NHC said. That means it could hover over the same place for a long time. Hover over the same place for a long time.
Lovely long time.
Me hover long time. Dumping rain relentlessly. Let's see. So, the tropical storm spawned its first tornado warning and flash flood emergency, both in the New Orleans area, as streets and hotel lobbies flooded Wednesday. The storm dumped up to 8 inches of rain on New Orleans in 2 hours during the morning rush hour. Jesus.
Real quick, Dark Shade, thank you. He says, see Scribe, read, Scribe, read. And thank you again, Dark Shade. I'm the D team leader, ladies. Wink. There you go. I'm sorry.
Degenerate.
All right. Well, anyway, that's the story. So fingers crossed nobody gets hurt and etc.
I just want to point out, in fairness to SDA, she mentioned tropical storms, and tropical storm was mentioned in that story.
Well, then I guess SDA's got ESP then, huh?
She does. Well, she can read or something.
All right. Well,
that gives us Trump, right?
Last story is about Trump, at least tangentially. And if you guys have any prior knowledge of certain individuals that were invited to this event, this headline might strike you as funny.
Oh.
Trump invites right-wing extremists to White House social media summit.
You're shitting me. Wait, is this CNN?
This is CNN.
Oh, fuck you.
This is CNN.
It is.
Some of the right-wing media universe's biggest stars are set to descend onto the White House Thursday for what has been billed as a social media summit and will likely become a forum for airing claims of anti-conservative social media bias. In addition to inviting leaders from traditional conservative think tanks, such as the Heritage Foundation and Claremont Institute, the White House has requested the presence of far-right internet personalities and trolls, some of whom have pushed conspiracy theories, lies, and misinformation. It's perhaps the clearest example yet of President Trump legitimizing fringe political allies. Let's see. Now we got to get a list of who we're talking about here. The White House has repeatedly declined to release a list of people that it expects to attend, but some of the recipients have turned to social media to boast about being invited. Among them, are Bill Mitchell, never heard of him, a radio host who has promoted the extremist QAnon conspiracy theory on Twitter. Carpe Donctum.
Oh, do you know who he is?
No, I have no idea.
He's a meme maker.
Oh,
he makes a lot of memes.
Carpe dunked him, an anonymous troll who won a contest put on by the fringe media organization InfoWars for an anti-media meme, and Ali Alexander, an activist who attempted to smear Senator Kamala Harris by saying she is not an, quote, American black following the first Democratic presidential debates. Other eyebrow-raising attendees include James O'Keefe, the guerrilla journalist whose group Project Veritas tried to trick reporters at the Washington Post by planting a source who told the paper that she had been impregnated as a teenager by failed Republican Senate candidate Roy Moore. If they fell for it, that shows that they're journalists and not investigators. I don't know. Charlie Kirk, the founder of the right-wing student group Turning Point USA, who sometimes posts misleading information on social media, and Benny Johnson, the journalist turned activist who was fired for plagiarism by BuzzFeed. That's pretty low. I got to say, you get fired for plagiarism by BuzzFeed. That's pretty bottom barrel. And demoted at the Independent Journal Review for violating company standards. Asked about the unconventional resumes of the people invited to the summit, the White House declined to comment beyond a statement released Tuesday. That statement from spokesman Judd Deere referenced an online tool the White House released in May for people to report instances of perceived social media bias. Quote, after receiving thousands of responses, the president wants to engage directly with these digital leaders, I guess he didn't say influencers, in a discussion on the power of social media. Now I get to find out if I'm staying or if I'm leaving, and given my day, I would not be surprised if it was the latter. I gotta go. Sorry, guys. I'll be back.
That's all right.
Sorry.
That's okay. We'll talk to you later if you make it back. Johnny Hellcat, thank you. Yes, misinformation, CNN said, ironically. Yeah, because Jesus Christ. Breaking news, y'all. Breaking news. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez accuses Pelosi of, quote, persistently singling out of women of color. It's, quote, outright disrespectful.
Oh. Is this about to be, if you're a Democratic candidate, you can't talk about the brown people, you better stick to the white people or we'll accuse you of racism? Is that where this is going?
This is what she said. When these comments first started, I kind of thought that she was keeping the progressive flank at more of an arm's distance in order to protect more moderate members, which I understood. But the persistent singling out, it got to a point where it was just outright disrespectful. The explicit singling out of newly elected women of color. Fuck.
You mean all the people who've been saying really dumb shit?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Darkshade, thank you. The C team split allegiances. I get you. He's got one of those jobs that pays his bills. Dumbass.
What a loser.
AOC, what the fuck are you doing, woman? What are you doing?
She's doing what she specializes in. She's using the only tool that, for some reason, a person of color in any position of power thinks that they have, and that's the race card. They're like, we have to use it in every scenario, no matter what. It's the only thing we got. We don't have any substance, any actual things to talk about that are relevant. We just, if anybody says anything about us, insert minority group here and deflect, and you win.
She's starting a race war within the Democratic House.
Let her, dude. This was the thing that I was talking about when I put up that post before. Was it the Washington Post? I think it might have been that article that I quoted that said, looking at the numbers right now, Trump is slated to win the 2020 election. And obviously, any numbers that you see right now are not going to be, definitive. There's still plenty of time for them, but they're like, just looking at it now, like he's not doing as bad as everybody keeps thinking that he's doing. Like he's doing all right when it comes to public opinion and all that stuff. He's doing fine. And I'm like, y'all keep fucking around with these dumbass games that y'all keep playing. Mm-hmm. All this stupid shit that you've been doing for the past 2 to 3 years. He just gonna slip by and he gonna win, and y'all still gonna be bitching and bickering at each other, and y'all gonna have all this animosity that y'all done built up because you've been wasting time with all this bullshit, and he's just gonna be president again, and that's gonna be it.
Yeah, he really doesn't have to. Yeah, you're right. He really doesn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
He's just going to have to sit back, relax, and let them do the legwork.
Like I said, if Trump loses, but the way it looks right now, the only way Trump can lose is if he destroys himself.
Mm-hmm.
Like he has to do something to make himself look so bad that ruins everything for him, because they're not going to do it.
Wow. That woman is not smart at all. Okay, guys, let's move on to hashtag MSS News. We're a little bit late on it. If there's a story you'd like us to read, make sure you send it over to the hashtag MSS News, and we'll do our best to get to them all. We can't, though, because racial infighting in the Democratic Party is going to keep us from doing so.
Mhm.
Frosted sent us the story that Trump is inviting these social media people. This is a different one. I'm not going to read it, but it's Trump invites fringe social media company popular with Nazis to the White House. So that's how Vice tells the story.
Popular with Nazis.
Popular with Nazis.
Dude, it's like, I'm telling you, dude, this is a conspiracy theory. I'm gonna just put that out there, but I'm telling you, dude, they want to lose again. All of the political clout and the extra power and screen time and stuff that they're getting, and the narratives that people are actually paying attention to now because Trump has been president, they've been profiting off that quite a bit. And not being in the most powerful seat in the world, that's like a downside or whatever, but they've been doing pretty well pushing all these fucking Trump bullshit.
It is easier to be the opposition party than the leading party.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I subscribe to them wanting to lose, but it is definitely easier to just be sniping at somebody's heels rather than actually out there being the one who has to make the decisions.
Right.
So this one comes to us from senior staff reporter and chief Florida correspondent Colleen Bernier. Suspect hiding from police passes gas so loudly that it made a giant full-page ad pop up on my screen. God damn it. So loudly that it gives up their hiding spot. Clay County, Missouri. Police in Liberty, Missouri were able to sniff out a... I see what you did there. Were able to sniff out a hiding suspect after authorities say the suspect passed gas so loudly it gave away their hiding spot. In a Facebook post, Clay County, Missouri authorities say police were looking for a person who had a felony warrant out for their arrest. That's when they say the suspect passed gas, leading police right to the suspected culprit. Quote, the person was arrested over the weekend on a Clay County warrant for possession of a controlled substance. We got to give props to the Liberty PD for using their senses to sniff him out.
Okay.
I like when reporters get that story where you just know they've been waiting for it. Finally, I can make these little puns and shit.
Yeah, and I can't blame them for doing it.
No. Oh, sorry, guys. Excuse me.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Could you imagine just having the bubble guts, you running from the cops, you just like, fuck, don't do it. Don't do it.
And then...
What a shitty way to get caught.
Like, any other way is better. It's like if you accidentally forgot that you put on the light up shoes this morning, that would be better.
Sure.
Oh
this one does come from Frosted Glass. Aaron just subscribed. Thank you so much for subscribing. California becomes first state to give young undocumented adults health care. But is that enough?
What is that, dude?
TBH, I'm thinking it's too much. Although I will say this, if you go into any hospital in the United States, they have to treat you.
Yes.
So they already had health care. But okay.
No, but they're going to give them the healthcare system.
I know.
Failed Anna because of her immigrant status. She's undocumented.
I
Anna's
don't
last two
care.
pregnancies. Wait.
I know.
Anna's last 2 pregnancies were riddled with complications, but her lack of insurance exacerbated her health problems. Why? Why are you getting pregnant?
You know, pregnancy isn't a disease, right? That's not something you don't catch pregnancy.
She didn't qualify for full scope Medicaid, even though she was eligible by income. But the state did offer her pregnancy-related Medicaid, a public plan that covers every pregnant resident, regardless of immigration status, but comes with an expiration date, 60 days after labor, and only pays for some service. Giving birth is very painful, and it doesn't just end after the baby's due, said Anna, who spoke to Think Progress on the condition of not disclosing her last name.
Fuck's sake.
For her, the contractions were stronger after labor, but her plan didn't cover the medications needed for long, so eventually she just had to deal with it. Oh, and she survived? Her insurance also only covered postpartum care for 60 days, even though the American College of Obstetrics and Gynecologists recommends comprehensive postpartum evaluation 84 days after delivery.
Here's the thing. I
Yeah.
understand why, as a new mother, this is stressful for you,
Yeah.
but also you're undocumented in a foreign country.
Yeah.
Why would you expect to have full coverage under any circumstances?
Yeah, there are people who live here, who were born here, who can't
Wait,
get full coverage.
Anna's story gets better. On Tuesday, California Governor Gavin Newsom signed legislation that would have helped Anna through 2 of her 4 pregnancies. Darkshade, thank you. I've caught the pregnant a few times. Those food baby births were rough.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Peter. Sorry. It was the Peter.
Yeah, it's Peter.
It just came out.
The new law will, beginning in January 2020, cover undocumented adults ages 25 and younger through Medicaid, public insurance for low-income people. That means roughly 90,000 more residents will have health insurance. The law is a victory for immigrant rights and health activists who have been fighting for California to cover all residents regardless of their immigration status.
Regardless of their immigration status.
Well, good. Undocumented people who already aren't, because they told us, I mean, she qualified based on her income, which means she's PO. But now all those PO people can have as many kids as they want, and the state of California will pay for it. Good job. Good job. Yay. Dumbasses. And you know what? That'll help dissuade illegals from coming here, man. They'll be like, I'm not going there where I get free health care.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Absolutely free and unconditional health care. Yeah, like that will absolutely dissuade tons and tons of people, from dying in the fucking desert with their throats slit to get over here. It's Trump's fault. Remember, Trump, he set this up. He's the reason that all these people came over here. He's the reason for the crisis. It's not the free shit and the promise of a much better life for absolutely nothing. That would never get people to come over here. It's Trump. Trump's doing it.
Hello.
He promises them concentration camps, and that's very enticing.
Sorry.
Are you
Welcome
guys
back,
talking?
Scribbles.
Are you talking about the healthcare coverage?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that earlier today. I was like, oh, good job, guys.
Thank you, Frosted Glass. Unrelated, 1% of San Franciscans are homeless, right? Don't worry about them. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. This one comes to us from Ashley May. Iranian IRGC boat failed to seize British oil tanker in Persian Gulf, senior U.S. defense officials say. 5 Iranian Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps gunboats tried to seize a British oil tanker in the Persian Gulf Wednesday, but backed off after a British warship approached, a senior U.S. defense official told Fox News. The British warship was said to have been less than 5 miles behind the tanker, but soon intercepted the Iranian boats and threatened to open fire. A manned U.S. reconnaissance aircraft was above as well, the official said, adding that Iranian forces left without opening fire. Yeah, there's a little picture here. I don't know if this is this actual footage from what happened. It's not just a picture, it's a video. But I can't watch that right now because I'm streaming. So I'll throw the link here if you guys want to see. Chicago Mike, thank you. A broke state will pay for health care with undocumented immigrants. Makes sense, not right? Don't worry, they're not too broke. They have all that federal money they can use. What's this? I think that's a picture of boobies. Adonis, thank you, but I can't even bring that up. This one, is that a video? Oh, that's the video. Ooh, I saw this last night. I'm gonna throw it into chat for y'all. I watched this last night and it like immediately freaked me out. It's not like gory or anything like that. It's just when you see it, you'll be like, oh my. This one comes to us from Massive Dynamic. German Chancellor Angela Merkel insists she is fine after third shaking bout in a month. Miss Merkel's body shook as she stood with Finnish PM Rini? I don't know. Anti-foreign while watching military honors in Berlin to mark his arrival. Yeah,
so it was just the crack.
What?
So it was just the crack that was making her shake?
Could be. She's had this. I was just about this. I didn't know about whatever the first one, or maybe I missed the second one. There was she went to meet somebody on an airport tarmac somewhere, and she just had a violent shaking fit. She says she's okay though.
I mean, in fairness, hashtag me too, but
in a news conference after
just the crack.
You're on the crack?
I thought you were talking about her ass crack for some reason. Like, what? She's like, what? It's the crack that's doing it? Like, what?
Yeah. What? Is that not how crack works, Scribe?
I don't know. I don't use crack, although apparently I might be dealing it as a pharmacist or something.
In a news conference after the incident, the German chancellor insisted she was, quote, fine. People don't need to worry about me, she added. Exactly what Hitler said. Miss Merkel was first seen shaking uncontrollably during her reception of Ukrainian President. Fuck, there ain't no way I'm saying that. In Berlin on 18 June, but later said she felt better after drinking some water.
That's something Hitler also did.
I know, right? He drank water now and then. Ms. Merkel was seen shaking again as she met German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier on June 27th in her second such bout within 2 weeks. Her spokesman said at the time she was fine, and she later headed off to Japan for the G20 summit. I'm no fan of Merkel, but I don't want anything bad to happen to her. I hope she is actually fine, but that doesn't sound like fine. When you're having violent shaking fits that people can see, that doesn't sound fine.
The hell do you know?
I know what's normal, and normal people don't just start violently shaking.
Who gets to decide what normal is, monkey?
Me.
Hey, I'm normal, and
You're normal, sweetie?
What? Hey.
Look, I love you, but really?
Pay us for horses, bye.
Alcoholism. Man, I've decided to become an alcoholic, y'all.
Do it. I mean, wait. That wasn't the right response, was it?
I don't think it is.
Just because I had 2 monsters and then nicotine on top of it, and it made me violently shake because I forgot to eat.
Oh,
that's what happened to Angela Merkel. She had too
Yeah.
many monsters.
she's drinking monsters
It
over
gives
there.
me the shakes. I don't know.
The Monster Man.
I did that and then went to the dentist and they took my blood pressure and they were like, "You have high blood pressure." I was like, "No, I have 2 monsters."
Ebony says, "Don't become an alcoholic ranting monkey." Well, I feel like now I'd be a quitter. Which is worse, an alcoholic or a quitter? Come on.
Well, obviously,
A quitter.
The Tartan has sensed this one in, and it's gonna annoy me a little bit. New York governor signs equal pay bill into law at U.S. Women's World Cup parade. Equal pay was a rallying cry as the U.S. women's national team was honored with a ticker tape parade through the streets of New York City on Wednesday. Team USA was celebrating its second consecutive World Cup victory, and its triumphant performance has called fresh attention to the demand for equal pay, even though people aren't watching. Governor Andrew Cuomo, who was in the parade with the All-Stars, actually did something about pay equality during the festivities. They actually did the little italics thing for during the festivities. I don't know how you're supposed to say that.
Well, it's emphasis.
So do I get to choose the emphasis I put on it? During.
Yeah, during the festivities.
Cuomo signed legislation that expands the state's equal pay law to, quote, prohibit unequal pay on the basis of a protected class for all substantially similar work.
Substantially similar. That's interesting.
I'm sorry. Basically what
the law will
Satsu said.
Let me finish this part and then we'll comment. The law will also forbid employers from asking prospective employees about their salary history. A statement on the governor's website explains. You were going to say?
Pretty much what Satsu said. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because that's interesting wording where it's just like I don't know. It's like that's kind of. I'd like to see how that goes. But here's the thing, though. They said on the basis of their sex.
Basically, a protected class.
Right. Which all the, I'm guessing the whoever's the head of, the female and the male soccer organizations or whatever, or would have to come forward and just be like, here's all the data. This is all the reasons that the pay comes out exactly how this is perfectly legal. And they'll be like, oh, it's not on the basis of sex then. So you bitches get nothing. Sorry. Or what would be really cool if they was like, okay, equal pay for women, the female team, but you guys have to work just as hard as they do now. There will be no more lowering the bar or doing any lesser things. Everything that they do to every capacity, you have to do also. You have to work just as hard. You have to play just as many games. And your training regimen has to be exactly the same as theirs.
You need to play against the men.
Oh, that'd be funny too. Yeah. Oh, what if that was the thing? Like for some reason they didn't read it, but they got all excited and it was like, okay, it's done now. Your first game against male teams start next week, and they're just like, wait, hold on. They're stronger than us and they're tougher and they're better. Why should we have to play against them? That's unfair. Like, wait, they're what again? They're what again? They're those things. That's why they get paid more than you. Sorry.
They beat the best women in the world. Because I keep seeing this in this argument. The men have never won a World Cup. Yeah, they're playing against the very best players in the world. And our losing men's team could still kick the shit out of you with their bench warmers. So stop it.
Yeah. And like for similar, because like Satsu said, like for similar stuff, it's like, well, what does that even mean? Can you define that, please? Because like,
well, here's the thing. I work at McDonald's. It's basically just making food. So I should be paid as much as a 5-star chef.
Right. Like, and it probably, like, look, realistically, it won't be taken to that extent. But also, you could weasel it that way in a narrower sense to a point where it is actually unfair, where really what it should say is we're just going to crack down on exact same amount of pay for the same job or whatever. That's what we want. Like, okay, fine. You can present that argument. What I would argue is it should be the same starting salary for the same job. If that's what you want to do, are you going to say like maybe no negotiating for a different salary for a different starting salary for any job? Is that the argument? Because are you going to say people can't get raises now? Because that's also what you'd be saying.
And in the issue of like pay disparities and stuff, like the one thing that has always kind of confused me is like you can go to a McDonald's in like Ohio, for example, and get paid like $9 an hour. But if you go to some other place, you could be making like $12 an hour at a McDonald's in like a super, nice neighborhood or whatever. And it's just like, we're getting paid this different amounts for the same work. And it's like, that would actually be like, yeah, they're literally not doing anything different from one restaurant to the other. They're exactly the same. They're getting paid differently. Obviously, that could be explained away with the current economy of the place that they're living in, but at least that would be an argument. Paid differently for the same work. But this is not that. Like, these are... I don't know.
And
they're literally not doing this. The thing has been all along this World Cup season. They're doing the same thing. They're not doing the same thing.
I also... Sorry.
Against the very best. That's what the men do. And that's why the men lose, because the very best soccer players in the world don't live here.
I do have a question for a broader context question.
Sure.
That came out super weird, and I'm sorry. Anyway, my question is this. Would you argue that somebody who has been with a company for, say, over 5 years, even if they're in the same position as somebody who just started, obviously they're going to have had raises, right? So they're going to be paid more. I would argue that they are probably doing something different because they've been with the company longer. I don't think they should be paid the same as somebody who just started.
Well, more likely than not, if they have been there a while, conceivably, they've also got incremental pay raises over their time there. So even if they are doing the same job, their tenure would give them an advantage over someone just starting out. And that's not unfair. That's based on your time in and your loyalty to the office, etc.
Right, but the argument is that you should be paid the same for the same work.
Yeah, the argument for equal pay.
Well, but you see what you guys are doing is you're taking it even because what they're talking about is if it's based on a class, because this is men's and women's sports. They are absolutely separated by sex.
That's true.
I see what you guys are going for. You're taking it to where this slippery slope area, but this is specifically like the sports analogy is the only one that really makes any sense to me. A male-female soccer team, male-female hockey team, if they're out there. I don't know if they are or not. Men and women playing baseball, that kind of stuff is something where it is definitively separated by sex, because we don't really do that with race anymore.
Yeah.
We don't have like the Negro leagues anymore, that kind of thing.
Well, I guess I was just taking it there because, because I've heard people talk about the wage gap.
Sure.
Just in life and stuff. And, and then they go that route. And it's like, you just can't account for all of those disparities, because if you make everything exactly the same, then you just take away any kind of loyalty benefits or whatever. But yeah, I'll get off my soapbox.
No, you're fine. We do need to move on though, but I did want to talk about one more thing. This broke right after we got off the show last night. Rip Torn died.
Yep. Rip Torn. Rip.
R.I.P. my friend.
R.I.P. Rip. Yeah.
We talked yesterday. Ross Perot died, and then Rip Torn died right as we were leaving. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Rip Torn. I loved Rip Torn.
Well, no, he died earlier. I just forgot to mention it. He died earlier.
I didn't see it till after. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I loved Rip Torn. I know people know him from movies and stuff. I saw a lot of people quote Dodgeball for some reason. If that's all you know Rip Torn from, Go find his work, man. Go watch the Larry Sanders Show. He was fucking brilliant on there. But
Oh,
yeah.
I know who this is.
Yeah. Men in Black.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, another good comedic actor gone. Enjoy his work. Go find it. Plus, he had one of the best names in the business, Rip Torn. Very memorable name, if nothing else. And with that, guys, we are going to move on from MSS News. Thank you so much for the stories, everybody. We appreciate them. We just can't get to them all. You guys are so fucking helpful with that, and we thank you for it. But Satsu, what'd you do on the YouTubes?
I got a bunch of the video clips and stuff that I had been accumulating on my phone because, like I told you guys, I've been like doing my work in bulk now, and I prepped all the files and got them all in order and ready to edit for the week, so I can get those trickling out. I also got a video that I have slated to come out tomorrow. What video was it? Oh, it was me and Squishy reviewing. It was like the jerky or whatever that he sent us, because he sent us SD. It's been a while since you've been here, but Cryptic sent us another goodie box full of a whole bunch of Asian snacks this time around, and we've been reviewing those. So we got another video for that coming out tomorrow, and then I got another video coming out 2 days after that I got slated. So been kind of really focusing on my cooking channel. I do have another NFG kitchen video or stream planned for tomorrow, and we won't be streaming tonight, so, or I won't. Monkey might be, but yeah, that's what I've been up to.
After this, Monkey's crawling into a bed. STA, what you been working on, sweetie?
I have been busy, super busy. So I came on, I think the day that the Livescraft audiobook came out. But the Yorta, the sequel to that, is in review right now. So that will go live at some point. They will randomly one day let me know that it is up, but I'm excited about that. And Addie and I have been pretty much working 24/7. We finally got it done. Getting the second Blackwoods book ready to be formatted and everything. So that took us about 4 weeks of pretty much 12-hour days, which is why I haven't made any videos. But we got it done, and I'm excited. It was just a lot of work. So that's what I've been doing. Lots of book stuff. And I'm leaving for VidCon tomorrow.
Cool. How long are you going to be out there?
I will be, so we get in tomorrow night. Weibo and I get in tomorrow night. And then we leave Sunday night. Or come home Sunday night.
Cool. Let's see. I did a Monkey in the Morning. I think it's the first time it's ever happened to me. I laughed so hard I actually hurt myself and couldn't continue the show for a little bit. So watch last night's Monkey in the Morning. That's the only thing I did. And Scribbles, what'd you work on?
I started working on something. Oddly today, or maybe not so oddly, I found that Facebook had dropped about 4 or 5 different videos all about their diversity efforts in their company. And all of the videos had their comments disabled. And I was like, that's interesting. They all kind of say the same thing, that, yeah, we suck at diversity. Here's our statistics from here, and here's our statistics now. We have a long way to go, but here's how awesome we are anyway. I mean, we went up 2% in Black people. I'm like, this is the most pathetic thing I think I've watched today. And they went through this entire, each video went through a litany of like, we have this many of this kind of person in the company and this many of this kind of person. We're working on upping our numbers. And I was like, how much more blatant can you get about how you are discriminating by either race or sex or disability or whatever else? I just don't get it. I still don't get it. Every time I see something like this, it still shocks me. It's like this is how you tell the world that you're better because we have to look like our customer base. And I'm like, isn't your largest demographic customer base in China and Japan? What's that got to do with anybody here? You know? So I don't know. It just seemed very odd. They were doing a blitz today or yesterday about trumpeting their diversity efforts or something. So I'm taking a look at that. Maybe, I don't know if there's something there. It just kind of struck me as odd. Otherwise, I saw a TEDx talk where a lady's talking about how to define your corporate identity. I don't know what that means exactly, but it seems odd. There's a lot of odd things going on right now, but yeah, so that's what I've been quote unquote working on. And also a programming note, I may be absent on Saturday because my going to go visit my folks and I might not make it back in time for the show. So just want to throw that out there.
All right. Let's see. That brings us on to what? Humpetry time. Humpetry. Satsu, you got some humpetry?
Not really.
Humpetry, y'all.
I did watch that video earlier. That goddamn, what's their fucking? I was just gonna say Sophane, but I wanted to call them by their actual.
Poisoning the well.
Poisoning the well. Yeah, for some reason it wasn't coming to me. I saw the video they made about Armor Skeptic and June not following them on Twitter.
Yeah,
and I genuinely laughed. Like, it was funny to me. So we were like joking around and talking shit about that because it was just funny. Like, they were being stupid, and I thought it was hilarious. Outside of that, like, I haven't really been seeing much that's noteworthy, really, like anything that really stood out. A lot of remnants of like other dumb shit that I've been paying attention to, but really just I've run out of fucks to give about them. So it's just like, all right, I'll wait till the next dumb thing come up to piss me off. Gotcha. Yeah, well, I did mention in passing the article about the fact that Trump is his numbers are looking really good. He's looking very good for 2020. I didn't read it, or at least not all of it. I read like the opening and just kind of seeing what it was about, but got immediately bored. But once again, I was saying, like, Democrats need to get on their shit and start getting on policy and talking about things that people actually give a fuck about, and stop laser focusing on fucking these conspiracy theories that they keep coming up with and all these lies and shit, because people are paying attention, man. Way more than they were back then. And you still lost. Now people are actually paying attention. Like, you might want to stop fucking around, but I don't think they care. So that's been my day.
Real quick, Splinter has released a story already about the whole Pelosi thing. AOC and her fellow freshmen are fed up with Nancy Pelosi's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be so much fun to watch. Jesus Christ. Scribbles, you got any fucketry?
Gosh, I don't know. Did I have any today? I was really busy at work today, so I might not have. I'm trying to remember if I had anything. I didn't know if this was a troll or not, or some kind of joke, but Charmin, like the toilet paper company, they've released apparently a roll of toilet paper that will last a month. It looks like a giant cheese wheel. I'm not even kidding. It's on my Twitter. And I tweeted out, hashtag Charmin Oregon Trail Edition. So yeah, go up to 1 month before changing your roll. And it would not fit anywhere in any home's usual little spindle thing. So I have no idea. I have no idea who this is for. I don't know if this is a joke. So I don't know. Yeah, I assume it's a joke. But anyway, aside from that, I tagged Monkey in a little video from Midnight's Edge that explained why MJ and Ned Leeds in the Spider-Man movies are the way they are. Because I didn't know this. I should have thought of it, but I didn't know it. Because basically, since they didn't name her Mary Jane Watson, and since she doesn't have red hair, she's not the same character legally speaking. So if the licensing between Sony and Marvel ever falls apart, Sony still owns the rights to the actual character as represented in the comic books.
That's
Same
what I
thing with
figured.
Ned. Yeah, same thing with Ned Leeds, same thing with Flash Thompson, everybody. As long as there are enough differences in the character's makeup, either name and or appearance, etc., they can still retain the rights to that same character at its core on their side of the aisle. So that's what Sony did. That's why they did what they did.
That was one point that I wanted to bring up when people were talking. They replaced Mary J. And I'm like, that's not her name. Like, that's literally not who she is.
Exactly.
She's a completely different person. They just call her MJ for fucking ooh factor. But that's literally, like, actually, she's not that person. She's somebody else.
Yep.
So, still stupid, though.
STA, do you have any fucketry?
No, I've been kind of off the internet as of recently, just more or less. Hopefully after VidCon I'll have more time. I got off school and I was like, summer break, except not. So.
So that's a no.
Yep, that's a no.
That's 3 no's in a row, huh?
I get my fucketry news from you guys.
Oh, let's see. I said something to Philly D today, and I need to clarify this because I'm not. I wasn't meaning to be as mean as it sounded. Because Phil tweeted out Wednesday's PDS is now live. Really interesting. Really interested is what he meant to say. Really interested in your thoughts on the first story. The first story was the one you talked about at great length yesterday. Scribbles, the doorman. Oh, not a doorman. The guy at the door, and the guy trying to drift in behind him without actually having a key card or so. But that was his first story. But he said, I'm really interested in y'all's opinion of that first story. Does anybody really care when you say you want their thoughts? Or does anybody believe you when you say that? There's no fucking way Philly D is reading any of his fucking comments. He gets too many to even keep up with them. And I wasn't meaning to be rude. That's part of what I meant. But there's also Philly D used to at least do the Friday show where he would answer comments. And they just threw that right out the way. They don't do anything with the comments anymore. They just sit there. And that's fine, but don't blow smoke up my ass. How about I really think the first one's interesting. I hope you guys do too. Don't sit there and tell your audience that you care what they think when you've never done anything in the last year to show that you give 2 fucks what they actually think. I mean, stop it. Stop it.
Give him a point.
I just like starting shit with people a lot bigger than me. I like punching up, y'all.
And it's important to punch up. I've been told.
Yeah.
I do what I've been told. Oh yeah, the Ahsoka Tano. Sorry, I did see that Scribe, and I did like it.
Okay, yeah,
I saw that.
I was like, SDA likes Ahsoka. Oh, I'll mention that.
Yeah, I really did like that.
You gonna get it?
How much is it?
I don't know. Probably something stupid.
I'm also broke.
Bet. Fucking VidCon, that shit ain't cheap.
Oh,
that's been paid for a while. That's $85. I'm not.
Never mind.
Yeah, I'm not $85. I wish I had $85 lying around.
Never mind. I don't know.
But I have to pay for tuition for next semester. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I am Baroque. Yeah, like the architecture.
I was about to say that's funny.
And yeah, going through my stuff, I wasn't really online much today. I mean, I was goofing off. I spent a lot of time rewatching Poisoning the Well videos. Oh God, those guys fucking make me laugh. And I said on Twitter, you know, look, I wish they made more scripted content. And Fane said they're going to get back to that. I watched so many of them, and I just sat here laughing my ass off. The ones on Whoa Vicky, those are some of my favorite. Because there's the Whoa Vicky one, and then do y'all even remember Lil Tay?
Yes.
Oh, a
That
long
little
time ago, yeah.
Yeah, so I watched that one again, and oh my God, those guys are so fucking funny. But yeah, I don't really have anything else going on. Because then I had to go torture myself. Excuse me. And sorry guys. And most of the rest of the stuff that I that I've done online in argumentation has been over these fucking soccer players. I'm so over it. The blatant ignorance, the blatant lying that's going on in this whole situation is driving me insane.
Yeah, I
It's
really wish
driving me
somebody would
insane.
come forward and just be like, let them play the men. Just let's
Yeah.
that. If you feel like they do the exact same work, they're just as good as the men. They cut the fucking female male shit. Just let them play men. And I'm curious what the response will be. We know what the response will be. I just want to see it. I want to see them tear down their entire argument right in front of us.
Well, I read an article about Rippin' Hose. What's her name?
Rapinoe.
The crazy manly looking one with purple hair.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like John McEnroe with AIDS. She gave an interview to Anderson Cooper yesterday where she was actually disparaging of the men's team. How many World Cups have they won?
Oh my
Go
God.
play them, bitch. Go play them. Go show how good you are.
It's not about the World Cup. Oh my God.
Go watch them spank that ass. Watch them set a new scoring record. See, oh yeah. So that's I've been trying not to answer every single one of these stupid things I've seen, and I've actually probably only responded to maybe 10% of what I actually have seen. Sinatra says they played 14-year-old girls or 14-year-old boys and lost. Yeah, that was a scrimmage, and that's been the excuse. Oh, they weren't playing their hardest. Yeah, okay, maybe. So I just want to see him play the men's national team. I want to see what happens. I want to see how close they even get to their side of the field to score. The only way they're going to score a point is if the men just say, all right, fuck it, let them go. Because we know what's going to happen. You get this shit kicked out. You stop pretending you're doing the same thing. And they have completely different contract structures. They do. And this is something that has been played way down over time. Will M, thank you. Did you talk about the new Facebook death threat policy? They changed it back earlier today, but the original was insane. Yeah, well, they didn't exactly change it back. Let me pull that out because I did check that out earlier. Because Paul Joseph Watson made a video on this where he correctly pointed out, because one of the things that they said was if it was somebody who was identified by Facebook as what was the exact wording? Hang on, it's coming up.
It was like a dangerous person or something like that, or
covered in the dangerous individuals and organizations policy,
right?
Which they kicked Paul Joseph Watson off as being a dangerous individual. So we talked about this yesterday, yeah, where they basically said is as long as the media or Facebook has deemed them as bad people, you can make threats that could lead to death. It actually says it could lead to death.
Yeah, they said it is permitted. So I'm like, so basically, death threats are okay on Facebook. Like that's basically what this says. Like, we allow death threats on this site just under these parameters. Like, cool.
This is what they updated today. The language we previously used to describe our policies against violence and incitement was imprecise.
Imprecise.
We have since replaced it to more clearly explain the policy and underlying rationale. In some cases, we see aspirational or conditional threats directed at terrorists and other violent actors e.g., terrorists deserve to be killed, and we deem those non-credible absent specific evidence to the contrary.
So basically, what all death threats on the internet pretty much are.
Yes. And now I want to go back and let's go back to what they said originally here, okay? To more clearly explain the policy and underlying rationale, right? So here's what they did. All of the extra stuff that they just added yesterday, they put a red slash through. Swear to God, that's what they did.
Okay, isn't Facebook like a multi-billion-dollar company?
Yeah.
Don't they have access to conceivably some relatively intelligent legal minds?
You would think so.
Who could read over their draft and say whether or not there are any loopholes here that might come back to bite you in the ass?
I'm about to say, judging how much legal trouble they get into, I'd be surprised if they had an intelligent legal mind.
Yeah, I honestly, seriously, if this was some podunk company or some like, a mom and pop website or something, I could see something like this. But this is a company that has existed its entire time dealing with communication and trying to, as best as possible, navigate the waters of being a social media company, bumping up against the virtues of the First Amendment. And this is their first shot. I mean, are their editors CNN by any chance?
Maybe.
Anyway, I'm done.
The weird part is it doesn't really clear anything up.
Nope.
In some cases, we see aspirational or conditional threats directed at terrorists and other violent actors. Define violent actors, because using the ideas you put out yesterday, their version of violent actors is a weirdly wide net. Because those are the two updates. Is the first part where they talk about we did it to clear it up, and then the second part where in some cases it's okay to terrorists deserve to be killed. And even then they're like, well, we don't see those as credible. Well, the whole thing with the whole problem with yesterday is that you said threats that could lead to death, not threats of death, could lead to. That's a little bit different. That is a little bit different.
Also, like from what I've seen, the classification of like what a death threat is, that net is also pretty wide. Because I've seen instances where people are just like, I hope something horrible happens to you, and then like that's a death threat. And it's
I hope you get hit by a truck.
Well,
Yeah.
what if I put a
There are also some states where a death threat, like, it has to be like, I'm going to kill you. Because in Georgia, like, if somebody says something to you like, I'm going to gut you like a fish, that's not a death threat.
Yeah, well, we're not talking about states. We're talking about social media companies making.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, that there are nuances, like, depending on what definitions you're using, which when you're talking about them getting into legal trouble,
right,
but might actually matter.
But I mean, a threat that could lead to death. We're talking about Minority Report stuff here. Like, I'm going to see you at that concert.
A threat that could. Oh, sorry.
Could. Well, are you really?
Well, a threat that could lead to death. I mean, that could be anything.
That's just
that could be that could be literally anything. That could be. I have a water bottle.
Well, they go on to clarify what that means in the rest of the statement. Is it statement of intent to commit high severity violence, calls for high severity violence, statement advocating for it, blah blah. They all of the in every one of them, it's somebody saying that this is going to happen. And what they did yesterday is that they say you can't do this unless it's to these people. And I don't know if you saw it, SDA, but for those of you who weren't here yesterday, this is what they had added to every one of these. An exception they made to, okay, not everyone. I think there's two that they didn't. Excuse me. It says, unless the target is an organization or individual covered in the dangerous individuals and organizations policy, or is described as having carried out violent crimes or sexual offenses, wherein criminal/predator status has been established by media reports, market knowledge of the news events, etc. So literally up until the second day of the Covington coverage, it would have been perfectly fine to have death threats against the Covington kids.
So and also pretty much any right-wing political figure.
Yes, because they're all Nazis.
Right. Yeah. So you can send all the kind of death threats you want to any right-wing political figure, and that's totally fine.
Yesterday, not anymore.
Okay.
Because they put red lines through it.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Facebook.
again, I threw the link in there yesterday. I'll throw it in here for you today, so you can see I'm not making this shit up. They just put a red line through it and added it. The text that's highlighted in blue, that's Facebook's doing. That's what they added, and then the slash mark is what they took out. Ooh, aren't they all graphically cool? But yeah, that's
you guys did your best.
I don't know how you even have that conversation where you're sitting there at a meeting, right? And somebody goes, "You know what? We need to update that violence and incitement policy." Like, yeah. You know what we need to add? We need to add exceptions.
Well, what they're trying to do, because this was like every time they do one of these policy changes, the people who are begging for it, who are like, please, we need this. We need to stop those racists from saying horrible things. They, like, the next day when the thing take effect, are on social media like, hey, I said I wanted to fucking throw this Nazi in a blender and you fucking kicked me. That's bullshit. Why are you trying to silence me? And it's just like, well,
exactly. Yeah. Exactly. You hit perfectly on it. This was an attempt. Because you're right. That's what happens. They get caught up in their own fucking bullshit all the time. We want censorship of the meanness. Why are you censoring me for being mean? I was just doing it to a Nazi.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, okay, so we're gonna be like, all right, no mean things except to the Nazis. And then everybody's like, you can't just, and they're like, what's wrong? You can't just tell the Nazis.
You know what? In chat there, Will M says Brett Kavanaugh's a great example. Yeah, because according to media reports, he's a rapist. Right.
So they could have just had Facebook groups planning his lynching, and it would have been fine.
Yeah, that's cool. He's a bad guy.
It was like, no, we can publicly plan his murder on Facebook, and that's fine. And they're like, no, you can't do that. But it's a Nazi. And then Facebook was like, oh.
Real quick, over on the Streamlabs, thank you, Cryptic, who says, I'll do algebra, tackle geometry, maybe even a little calculus. But graphing is where I draw the line.
That took me a minute. I get it.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one. I like his little silly jokes like that. Yeah, but that's where I'm gonna wrap this up. Yeah, just Facebook. Come on. It was so transparent what they were doing, and Paul Joseph Watson's video hit the nail right on the head. Like, you're literally saying it's okay to send me death threats, and Facebook backed down pretty quick. This took like 24 hours for them to go, ooh, whoops. But
you know what? I don't even give them credit for backing down, because they shouldn't have done it in the first place. Like, you shouldn't have to be told, hey, it's not okay to send anybody fucking death threats, you idiot. Like, if you have to be told that, you're a child and you're a moron.
That's what I was talking about, like a $1 billion company that's been through the ringer on these kind of issues multiple times, and this is their opening salvo on this idea. It just, I do not, it doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever how they could be that lax in just their quality control of their own messaging, if nothing else.
I don't envy their position, because it really sucks when you're being told by a bunch of really shitty people that they need to regulate shitty people. But the shitty people who are telling you shitty people need to be regulated are thinking they're going to be excluded from that. So when they get hit by that regulation that they asked you for, mind you, now you have to pander to them to fix that. But how do you fix that? You know what I mean? Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
What exactly, how do you fix that problem? You got shitty people telling you to censor shitty people so they can be the only shitty ones on the website.
I don't
And
know.
you're
Maybe think for yourself. Sorry, I interrupted you. I'm a bad person.
You are, but I forgive you.
Thank you.
Scribbles, I just saw your Charmin roll, and I actually have a toilet paper roll like that in my bathroom. When we redesigned, we didn't put the one that goes into a like on the wall or anything. We got the standalone one, so I could actually use that.
Well, I'm just wondering how many people could actually use that thing in their homes.
I'll just knock up
reasonably. You'd have to like. I mean, I don't know how most homes have their toilet paper spindles, but most of them are that little like plate thing on the inside of the drawer on the next to your toilet that's got the little spindle and little space there. Yeah. There's no way you could fit that in there, so that must be for like people that shit a lot.
How long do you think before rednecks like liquid cement those and have them as tires on their car?
You know what, Satsu? I'll let you know.
They actually look like the ones that you, if you work at a restaurant or Walmart, some of those use those really big rolls, but it's like that single ply horrible shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Those, Satan toilet paper.
I can't believe that would be very easy to pull on. Because that's heavy. Anyway, chat time. Questions, comments, concerns, throw them into chat now. I will do my best to pay attention. I'm staring at a giant toilet paper roll right now, and I'm easily distracted. The alcohol's kicking in just a little bit.
Hey,
the medicine is kicked in, so the what's that?
Oh, sorry.
What'd you say?
I didn't mean to interrupt.
What did you say?
Oh, I was gonna ask if it would be okay if I put the audiobook link in the chat.
Yeah, of course. You don't have to ask me that.
Yeah, Jesus, DA, stop asking things.
No, she knows better.
I'm sorry.
Does she? I don't know. She had to ask. She felt like she had to ask.
Well, she's just polite. She's a Southern girl.
Is she?
Yes. What? What? I do declare. I do declare.
Oh, I've got the vapor.
Cryptic, thank you. Why did the pencil get flushed down the toilet? It was a number 2. Cryptic, I love you and your jokes. I really do. I know people give you shit for them, but don't ever stop being you, man. Shroom asks if I watched the Machinima. He sent me Machinima. I didn't. I saw it, but I haven't had a chance to watch. Ebony wants to know, SDA, what's your favorite superhero?
Iron Man. Because Robert Downey Jr. is hot.
Satsu man.
Is there any articles about a man punching a nun and skipping puppies across that should be lake? It says pale. No. So last night, Polly comes into Monkey in the morning, and he's obviously agitated. So what's wrong, dude? He was having mic trouble, and he could not figure it out. And if you work on computers at all, and that something goes wrong and you just can't figure it out, it can be very frustrating. And he launches into this screed about what it's making him want to do, which is included punching nuns and skipping puppies across a lake. I was like, holy shit, dude. You sound fine now. Mr. Adam asked me if I've gone upstairs to see Lady Monkey. No, but I've seen her twice down here. I had just muted myself to say good night to her while the gang was talking. She just went to bed. And I did get to see her at the pool because she had to take me because it's not a good idea for me to drive myself. Just like when I was little and mom had to take me.
Hey, Monkey, just a tip. Don't call us a gang. We might get labeled as a dangerous group on Facebook, and they'll permit.
Look, man, I'm doing everything I can to get us in the news as a sexist or racist or some kind of group. So they'll tell people, don't watch this stuff because they're horrible people. And nobody will
Scribe, just talk about whipping me again.
Ooh,
Whipping who?
What?
What?
she said her.
Oh, you like to be whipped?
Yeah, see, that'll work.
Oh, okay, there we go. I did it.
If we
That
just
was-
keep doing that, abuse SDA.
Oh,
They spanked their little redhead live on air. Don't go watch that. They go, okay.
There we go.
What is SDA's favorite shade of lip gloss?
I'm not much of a lip gloss person, but I am a big lipstick person, and I really like matte shades, and I like really bright colors, all of them, but I have a ton of reds and I have a ton of pinks. I also have a couple of purples. I just really like lipstick. So the answer is more or less just yes.
50 Shades of Red.
Yeah. Like that.
Cryptic, thank you. I wanted to tell a cashier joke, but I didn't think it would register.
That always takes me a minute.
I love those. World's worst soda, Mr. Pibb. That shit was nasty.
yeah, there's a ginger ale. I think it's called it starts with a V, like Vanders or something.
Verner's.
It's awful. Awful.
Have y'all ever had diet ginger ale?
That shit's
No, why would you do that?
Possibly.
Okay, it was an accident, but I had diet ginger ale, and oh my god, I have never almost died from drinking soda, even just disgusting soda, but I almost died from drinking diet ginger ale. That is rank. It is awful. It's poison. No.
Oh, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. LaCroix, that shit is disgusting. It's fucking disgusting.
Isn't it going out of business, LaCroix? Isn't it done now or something?
I don't know, but I know some people who love it, and I'm just like, how?
Diet Mountain Dew is disgusting. It's nasty. That is Satan piss. Don't drink it.
I will down over LaCroix.
So piss on Satan.
You are no longer a Nazi. You're a terrorist. Facebook, 2019. Exactly. Oh, man. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, fuck. Let's see. Favorite Rip Torn movie or TV show? Larry Sanders show, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
He played the producer on there, and he was just funny as hell. It's the only reason I liked that show, actually, was his character. You guys have one?
What? I don't know.
Freddy Got Fingered.
What?
Favorite? It's a movie.
There's a movie with Rip Torn.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know if it's my favorite, but I could say Larry Sanders. That's an easy answer. But when I think of other things that Rip Torn's been in that I remember, Freddy Got Fingered.
In the lineup, I saw the B movie.
Oh yeah.
And that's one I've seen recently. So.
Do you know who Rip Torn is, Satsu?
I probably know. Let me look him up
look him up. You'll know who he is. Look
Probably
up Robert
not.
Downey Jr. No, I'm not ruining Robert Downey Jr. for myself.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much.
I do like him, and I did like him in Freddy Got Fingered. He was funny in that movie. And for whatever reason, that's the only movie I can remember seeing him in.
Lords of the Night, did any of you catch the video of the black guy wearing a MAGA hat going around on Twitter earlier? I did not.
No.
Nope.
I'm so through with mega head shit. I'm just like,
I'm sorry, real quick. Pause. Bacon soda? What?
They've had Thanksgiving sodas as a novelty, tastes like stuffing and turkey.
Ew.
Bean soda.
Going back slightly, Matt Christensen put out a video today talking about someone he made some kind of argument about MAGA hats, or he told a story about someone who, just because they had a MAGA hat, friendship ended immediately, just because you had it. Just because.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, if you promise never to wear it again, we can still be friends. Like, what?
I think Monkey. Didn't we talk about that? Didn't you talk about that on here, or was that on Monkey?
Yeah, that was. No, we discussed it a little bit here. It was that guy who he put out his newsletter. I forget who he works for. I want to say Think Progress.
Probably something like that.
Yeah, I told it was specifically a woman that he had told that to too. So he's telling a woman how to dress.
Yeah, he was like, I gave you a choice, or me. She chose that.
That's kinky. What?
Thank you, Cryptic. I don't like paraplegic jokes. I just can't stand them.
Well, you got that one right away, didn't you?
I was ready for it. I was like, okay, my brain's on. I had to try though.
Would you rather
too
eat
much
a
credit.
cheese wheel or 5 pounds of shredded cheese?
Boy.
It'd be easier
How
to
big
do
is the cheese wheel?
I think shredded cheese would be easier.
The cheese wheel. I wouldn't eat it all at once though. I'd work on it over a month.
Like, yeah, do I have to eat 5 pounds of cheese?
All at once, yeah. That would
Yeah, please don't make me.
make me poop.
I don't wanna.
My stomach would rebel against me.
I would get one of those little bluebell cheese wheels, the little tiny ones.
It's been licked. It's been licked.
No, those are in wax, man. They are taken care of. Lords of Night, how is Silly Simeon's social stickle? You put it. I don't think that T is supposed to be in there.
I think you meant sick.
Yeah, I think you meant sickle as well. It is very good, thanks. And it's not very social. Excuse me.
They ask about his dick every day, SDA, if you hadn't.
Because Satsu said nobody cared about my wiener. And I said, of course they do. And they're proving it.
Yeah.
Yeah, monkey dick.
With the Dems wanting illegal immigrants to vote, would that stop Russia sending a whole bunch of people here to vote in our election?
Wait, what?
Did the Russians send a whole bunch of people, or were they threatening to?
What?
Would it? Probably not, if that was their intention.
I think I used up all my brain power on the last cryptic joke.
Can you guys believe how unbelievably transparent they are about how they want illegal immigrants to vote for them in the election?
I like how they're always just like, I'm really worried that Trump won't accept the election results. Like, y'all were trying to get him impeached before Inauguration Day, but okay.
The Democratic Party in California has let illegals vote and be elected into the party. Good job, guys.
That's what I'm saying. They're like super. They're not even trying to like pretend. They're like, we want their votes. We need their votes. We need to get as many of them in here as possible. And you keep locking them in that in these concentration camps when they could be here voting for us. God damn it. And they're getting pissed. And like, you're locking up our fucking voters. Quit it.
Judge Ness said, did you see the 4th District Appeals Court dismiss the emoluments clause suit? I didn't, but I'm not surprised. Because it was fucking stupid. Calling that a stretch was an insult to stretches. What is Monkey drinking, and is Scribe going to drink Pepper Jack this weekend?
This weekend, I'll probably not up at my folks' place, but I don't know, maybe Sunday. I don't know. We'll see.
And I am drinking a 32-ounce cup of Dr. Pepper with about an ounce of Jack Daniels in it. It's not much alcohol.
You're allowed to drink now?
Yeah, it just can make me really tired.
Oh, that's God, good.
Cryptic, thank you. I once farted on an elevator. It was rude on so many levels. Do you need help with that one, SDA?
No, I'm a girl. I'm obligated not to laugh at that.
Okay. Girls don't even know what farts are. They don't do that.
Yep.
Somebody asked, I forget who it was. I'm sorry. They asked how many books you have now.
I currently have 3 out. One is on audio. and another one is about to go to audio. The sequel to Livescraft is about to go to audio, and I'm about to have the sequel to Blackwoods. The beginning, Blackwoods: The Blades of Redwater, will be out in October, and we should have a cover reveal for that soon.
Octubre.
So, yeah.
What, if anything, do you think will result from the Joey Salads AOC lawsuit? Is Salads the one suing her because she blocked him?
I didn't know who was doing it, but I'd be interested to see what the results are.
Oh yeah, that's right. Joey Salads is like actually running for.
I need to know what the lawsuit is. Somebody help me out there. And sorry, guys, chat just jumped. Where was that at? Yeah, Frosted, remind me what that lawsuit is. If it's the one about being blocked, what'll probably happen is they will force her to unblock. And if not, then it'll all definitely go up to the well, it depends also on where it was filed. If it was filed in New York, what does that go to? I forget which district New York's in. It'll probably end up going to their appellate court, which would side with them, which would mean we had two competing cases, which the Supreme Court would likely hear together, and the Supreme Court would figure it out. And I don't know how they're going to solve that one, because I tend to agree with the judge. I really do. That it's a public forum, but that might just be me wanting Twitter to be forced to be open. That might just be my I can't say. Did the pool have stairs? Yes, it did. It has 3 stairs going into it. It's only 5 foot deep at its deepest point, but swam 3 laps across the length of the pool instead of the width this time. And yeah, I was done. But Pumpkin went with us, and she has this little floaty, and she enjoyed herself. She learned how to turn herself in that so she could see whoever she wanted to. But she was tired. So she was in a good mood while we were there, but she got wore out almost as quick as I did. Lords of Night, most and least favorite Pop-Tart flavor. Satsu, your favorite and least favorite.
Favorite would probably be wild berry. Least favorite would probably be like blueberry.
Scribbles?
I don't eat Pop-Tarts.
SDA?
I remember liking as a kid, like, I don't know, is it like the birthday cake ones? Is that a Pop-Tart flavor?
Yep.
I haven't had Pop-Tarts in forever.
Forever?
Yeah, forever. It's been so long.
Oh my god.
My favorite is the frosted fudge ones.
Oh my god. Sorry.
What?
I really like the frosted fudge ones.
Oh, I thought you accidentally touched something in your lap.
No.
Least favorite is anything not frosted, because those are just nasty.
Yeah, they are nasty. But they're healthy.
Lords of the Night and SDA, thoughts on dowry in modern times?
What?
Look, if you're putting up with a bitch, somebody should give you money or a goat for that. That's all I'm saying.
That's all right. You know what? I'm not going to explain dowries right now. I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Because you don't know what it means.
How many goats do you think people should get for you?
Like I said, I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
It's not goats, it's puppies.
No, you give somebody a goat, man.
Why a goat?
I don't know.
Or at least a cow, something that produces something.
Goats give milk, and then you get goat's milk.
Yeah, I know, but cows, you get more meat for your buck, and you get milk too.
No. It's like, look, you take my daughter, and here, have a goat. Have a goat.
Yeah, isn't SDA worth a cow though?
I don't think I could safely answer that question.
Fucking me! Oh.
4 goats and a chicken.
4 goats and a chicken.
Thanks.
What?
See, I at least bid high.
That's a lot more than a cow.
Why did I
What?
just picture 4 goats stacked on top of each other to see if they were as big as a cow?
Check your logic, says Lips. Sorry. Fula asks, Skittles or Starburst? Starburst.
Starburst.
Eh,
I like them both, though. I like them
I
both.
do like them both, but yeah, probably Starburst.
Yep, Starburst.
What if you guys end up in the news somehow, but are referred to as Ranting Monkey and his C team? Oh, God. I don't know. I honestly, I want to wake up one day and be in the media somewhere, somebody upset with something I said.
The Lords of the Night abuses
Do you know
and goes off about Downsy eggs.
How much you know how many fucked up things I've said on my shows, and not once does the press care to fucking fuck the press. They're all down the eggs. Let's see.
No, you got to do something like crippled man calls out disabled sports star, etc., or something. You know, you have to find. You'd have to attack one of your own, so to speak, in such a way that is so diametrically opposed to whatever is politically correct. Then you might get some traction.
He even maimed a bat live on air. Like, come on.
I've made fun of Downsy eggs.
No, you have to go after a public figure. You have to go of someone of some repute. You can't just make like vague notions into the ether, because that doesn't get you any traction. You have to connect yourself to someone who already, you know how this works. You've watched.
No, because Bear's got in the news twice.
Yeah.
Not for going after anybody.
Britain, it's a smaller country. They got fewer people to complain about.
Alpha Omega says STA is a redhead. We have to replace her with a POC. We already did that on this show. Hollywood's just copying us, man. They're like, oh, they replaced the redhead with a black person. We can do it now. Some dumb American, are you still a lord or were you kicked out? She left. She's still a lordette.
She pursued her publishing career.
That's right.
Well, also school got really busy because I am trying to graduate at some point.
Trying being the operative word.
4 goats and a chicken, y'all.
Yeah.
Monkey, how are your granddaughters? They are very good. Thank you so much for asking. Let's see what else we got going on here. So SDA's favorite shades of lipstick are Valentine's colors. They're girly colors, yeah.
Yeah.
You are contributing to the patriarchy. I just want you to know that.
Okay.
What is the gray stuff between elephant's toes? Slow natives.
Oh.
Who remembers Fresca? Oh God.
Oh, I remember Fresca.
I remember Fresca.
Vaguely.
What is the difference between Diet Pepsi and Pepsi Zero? Taste.
Diabetes.
I think you were alive then. Was New Coke terrible? Yes, it was. And yes, I was alive. That's somebody talking to Cryptic about his dick. Wasn't he in a Disney movie? I'm supposing we're talking about Rip Torn. I don't know. Maybe.
He may have been, sure.
Have you heard about Coke Clear? Wasn't it Pepsi Clear?
It was Crystal Pepsi.
Crystal Pepsi.
I don't know if they had a Coke equivalent. If they did, I don't remember what it was called.
I don't know.
If they did, I didn't hear about it.
I will say Coke Zero Sugar is way better than Diet Coke, in my opinion.
It's called crystal meth.
Did you hear about the girl who got catfished into killing her best friend for $9 million?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, we talked about that story a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. This guy was it in Texas or I forget. There's some girl in one state and some guy in a completely different state, and he fooled her into thinking that he would pay her $9 million if she killed her friend somehow. I forget exactly what the rationale was, such as it was, and she actually went out and killed her friend, and now they're all in deep shit, of course.
Did you guys say anything about Denise Nickerson from Willy Wonka? No.
Which Willy Wonka, the old one or the new one?
I don't know who Denise Nickerson is.
Let's see. Denise Nickerson. Willy Wonka actress Denise Nickerson taken off life support 1 year after stroke. Oh, okay. Then I guess she's going to die soon if she hasn't already. How old is this story?
Oh, she was the little fat one.
And years old. Yeah, she was Beauregard, Violet Beauregard, the one who like ate the blueberry and all. Became the blueberry. Sorry.
Became the booby. Yeah, she ate the gum that tasted like
snozberries. Taste like snozberries. Oh, that's different.
Cryptic,
now.
thank you. If y'all going to talk about my dick, send me an electron microscope. Remember, he's Asian. He can make those jokes
about himself.
Satsu, watch Fire Force when you get the chance.
Fuck is that?
Probably an anime.
I'm assuming it's coming from Ebony. I'm assuming it's an anime. Lords of the Night. Have you watched the new Shaft movie? It's actually pretty good. I have not.
I saw the trailer for it and I thought it looked like a complete waste of time. And besides which, like, who is asking for a Shaft sequel? I mean, I like the first one. Okay. The first one was all right, but then I saw the trailer for the new one. I was like, so they turned it into a out and out comedy? Because that's what it seemed like to me from that trailer I saw.
Yeah, it just looks like it's supposed to be a comedy.
Yeah, it's like that's. I mean, there's a certain level of humor that goes along with the campiness of Shaft, but at the same time, it was about being sort of a exploitative, graphic, violent sort of genre, and it just didn't. That trailer just didn't mesh up with my idea of Shaft.
Satsu, did you finish Overlord yet? Oh, sorry.
Yes, I did.
Overlord. We haven't talked about that in forever.
What about that Soda Moxie? Never heard of it.
Oh, Moxie. Yeah, that's that regional whatever from up in like Maine or something. That's the that was the basis for Vim in the Fallout 4 universe. Because there was Nuka-Cola and it had its competitor Vim, which you can get if you go up to Far Harbor. Or not, maybe not Far Harbor. Anyway, it's a very weird drink. It's kind of like root beer, but it's a very acquired taste. Everybody that I know who's had it either absolutely hates it or tolerates it.
Do you guys like Red Rock Ginger Ale?
Never had it.
Red Rock Ginger Ale.
Yeah. You guys had it?
Are you sure that's not a regional thing, sweetie?
It might be.
Yeah, never had it. Never even heard of it. So who is it that asked that? Why am I hearing questions posted 15 minutes ago? Because I scroll up so that I can go in order as best I can.
Yep.
Wouldn't the female lord name just be Lady? Nope. Not around
Lord,
here.
Lord puppies.
We believe in equality over here.
That's right.
Except in whipping.
We're all worth 4 goats and a chicken.
If you really want to discuss whipping, Estia, we can do that offline.
Ebony wants to know what you're wearing, Scribe.
Nothing. Am I lying?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Besides Prospero and I, who remembers Mountain Dew with the hillbilly ads? I've seen them. That's before my time, I believe.
I think I remember that.
I've seen. I know it used to be on the bottles. I've actually seen the bottles that way too.
You remember Bartles and James? We thank you for your support.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
2 old dudes trying to get women drunk.
Man,
Where's Soda ever?
That Up commercial that I keep asking people. No matter who I ask about it, nobody remembers it.
Which one?
They were doing the competition to see who could it was like, you can win a life supply of 7-Up. All you got to do is slam dunk a basketball on the back of this moving truck. And it was just like a bunch of fucking people. Like,
I remember that.
dude, for whatever reason, like everybody, they're like, "No, I have no idea what you're talking about." I'm like, dude, it was fucking hilarious.
It was
commercial.
great. Yeah.
Oh, that was my fucking shit, dude.
We'll take one more question, then we're gonna wrap up here, guys. It jumped, so let's see. Have you had Mellow Yellow and Surge? Yes, I've had both. Neither's good or bad, really.
I forgot Mellow Yellow was a thing.
Yeah, I had Mellow Yellow a long time ago, and Surge, I think I had it once or twice in junior high or something.
Yeah, Mellow Yellow is like somebody mixed Sprite and Mountain Dew together.
Yeah.
The Cap and Dogs, thank you. He says it'll tickle your innards.
I don't. You know what? I don't want to know.
Sounds violating.
And on that, we're gonna wrap it up. I like to end on a chat, guys. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. Thank you so much for your generosity with the super chats and Streamlabs. Cannot tell you how much I do appreciate that. STA, thank you for coming and hanging out with us tonight.
Thank you for having me on.
Scribbles and Satsu, a pleasure as always, gentlemen.
Yeah, whatever.
Everyone, my body makes me sad. We'll see you next time.
Good night,
Bye.
guys.